Thank you, Pablo, for joining us today to share your insight with the 100 Voices of the Future. So to begin, I would love to ask you, what is the first experience to shape your love for music and culture?
I think one of my earliest memories from my life was me sitting under the grand piano in my parents' home. My mother played piano, so we had a grand piano. And one of my uncles was visiting from America, and he sat down at the piano and played early jazz. This would have been in the 1960s. And I was completely entranced by hearing this extraordinary music live being played by my uncle. And I think that had a big impact on me. Yeah.
You have built successful ventures across very different fields, from coffee, luxury brands, music festival, mentoring and cultural initiatives. How do you think your background in creativity has influenced your business decisions?
When I was first invited to help build Caffè Nero, it was my creativity that I think made the difference, because although I trained as a scientist and an engineer, my first degree was in physics and electronics, I also have a love for food and cooking, as well as music, of course. And the fact that I had both skills, I have one side of my brain which is very creative and can create food, and the other side of my brain that is the scientist engineer, was one of the reasons that I think I was quite successful in helping to build Caffè Nero, because it meant I could do two very important jobs at the same time. I was commercial director, which is all about numbers and negotiation and quite mechanical. But the other side of my job was I was food and beverage director. So I was creating all the recipes, I was creating the food, I was talking to all the chefs who were working for us. So that had a huge impact on my life. You know, if I didn't have both sides, I probably wouldn't have been successful in building Caffè Nero.
Well, music plays a central role in the Caffè Nero brand, and in your own life. How has that passion influenced your approach to business and talent development? Particularly
Caffè Nero, when we started, we decided that we would have music in every coffee bar. And as I was the musician on the board, as a director, I obviously took responsibility for the music. And so what that allowed me to do was to have a lot of fun helping to work with musicians and building their careers at the same time as building a coffee bar. So it allowed me to sort of have a lot more fun than I might have otherwise had in building a business. And like all businesses, it can be very serious at times, but music gave me an angle that was always going to be lighter and more fun. And as time has gone on, I've done less and less of the business side of Caffè Nero and more of the music. In fact, now, music's pretty well all I do.
Yeah,
so it's allowed me to have a lot of fun.